What does depression feels like? I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but for me, the first signs of depression came when I'd get home after parties with a lot of people, and I'd start crying without knowing why. I'd just sit there alone, apparently fine, and start sobbing uncontrollably. I went through this for years without knowing what was happening to me, without having anything tangible to point to as the exact reason for my sadness and this weight I was carrying. I remember I was on my way to the office and I caught my reflection in a shop window. I felt disgusted, almost like I wanted to spit at myself and hide so no one could see me anymore, not even me. My whole life I've lived like a rat running from people, hiding its emotions out of shame, struggling to keep up appearances to seem like something it's not. You can run, but you can't hide, because you're stuck with yourself, always. After 3 years of unconscious depression, I started therapy, where I found out I was depressed. I felt relieved. The first thought that came to me was, oh, okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm just depressed. The bad part was that I couldn't walk out of depression the way you walk out of a shop. That was just the first step in that direction. What followed was another 3 years of simply having no appetite for life, for anything at all. I'd wake up in the morning completely drained, feeling like the sky was pressing down on me. Every day felt like a punishment. As the day went on, I'd slowly start to feel alive again. At night, I didn't want to go to sleep because somewhere deep down I knew what the next day would bring. My sleep was wrecked. I couldn't sleep deeply anymore. I'd fall asleep gripped by fear, dread, and anxiety. I got to a point where I'd sleep properly, maybe once every 3 nights, when I'd just collapse from exhaustion. I used to be a very active person. Weekly football, table tennis at least twice a week. Depression took all of it. Tennis, football, sex, everything it could find, like a hurricane that doesn't give a damn about you. And it came packaged with back pain that would literally have me writhing on the floor. Between 3 and 4 in the morning, I'd be lying on the carpet trying to calm my spine down. I'd cry from the pain, but more from despair, not knowing when all this suffering would end. I tried acupuncture, physiotherapy, kinesiotherapy, chiropractic massage, a folk remedy with lard and ginger. I went to see a woman who worked with energies. I would have done anything just to get rid of the pain. I'd reached a point where my biggest wish was for a meteor to come and turn me to dust. A decent-sized rock would have done the job, but I didn't want to die alone like an idiot. I wanted to take you all with me, at least so I wouldn't feel bad about dying and missing out on what happens next. In the middle of all that desperation and pain, I was hit with FOMO. Who knows what's going on Earth, and I'm left out of it. And through all of this, I went to work, because bills don't have empathy or feelings. Nobody at the office even suspected I was dragging a bitch of a depression behind me. All depressions are bitches. At work, I was funny. I made people feel good, and then I'd come home where the miserable thing was waiting for me. Even now, writing about depression, I'm not sure I've completely escaped it, but at least I'm functional. I've slowly started taking my life back. I was lucky I stuck with therapy. It was the one constant in my life. Therapy also pointed me toward a psychiatrist, someone I'd always associated with crazy people. Maybe I am crazy, but if I have to take antidepressants for the rest of my life so my back doesn't hurt, I'm at peace with that. I don't want to go through that suffering alone again. It's not shameful to ask for help, but it took me 3 years to work up the courage to write to my therapist. Depression is real, and most of the time it's invisible, hidden from the world behind the loudest laughter. Depression? Go fuck yourself.